Fanatically Correct. Brought to you by us, fans like you, but mostly us.
Pop quiz, asshole. You have a hair trigger aimed at your head. What do you do? What do you do?
In a dark corner of the world, three men will work together to bring you a podcast like no other. This is Fanatically Correct, where the fans, the geeks, and the nerds are always correct. With your host, MSK, Yo Peace, and Omega.
We're doing something a little different. I'm calling it. We'll see what sticks and what doesn't.
You say we're gonna try something new in every episode that we've done.
Every episode you say the same thing.
Same thing.
When you have like 30-something episodes, we haven't repeated anything yet. All the time we're doing episodes, we're like, we'll talk more about that. When we talk about that topic again, and it's probably gonna be like a decade before.
Yeah, we're never gonna get back to
any of those things we say we're gonna talk about again. But we're gonna try a little Fanatically Correct, a FanCor spotlight. And other words, we're going to talk about one specific individual's body of work, someone who is somewhat trending big time right now.
Whoa.
He always kind of trends every year, a little bit here and there. There's some Facebook videos, things like that.
Yeah, but now a lot more.
Yeah, I think it's just timing of things that he's been doing all at the same time. But overall, we're going to be discussing a particular actor's body of work. The person is quite the philanthropist. We're not going to get into what specifically the sad and tragic things that have happened in his life, that he's a great person.
Yeah. Aside
from Google it, a lot of it is pretty accurate, and he's a man that doesn't allow that to affect him being a good person and a kind person and a great actor. Everyone,
there's a lot of build-up. There's a lot of build-up, Omega.
Like that,
oh, man. I feel like we're just jinxing the crap out of this person. I'm not even going to lie. I feel like there's something
build-up.
somewhere
big build-up.
that's going to come out as soon as we put this audio out.
So this person is Terrence Howard.
Yeah. That's wow.
No.
He's a little connected to some stuff right now, so let's not touch that one. Oh man. So yeah, let's see some famous quotes, and I'm not gonna do them in an accent because it's actually fun if you don't do them in an accent. Excellent, bogus, I win. That's what I do. Yeah, I think I'm back, and I think probably the most essential one is whoa. And
that's probably the most popular one.
Yeah.
You're missing one though.
He is missing one.
Say it. What is it? Go ahead. I'm missing a million.
Yeah, you're missing
many great ones. What,
I know Kung Fu.
He knows Kung Fu. He does know Kung Fu.
Oh, that's right. That is a great one. Show me. That's a great one. That's a great scene too. So yeah, we're talking Keanu Reeves. I am your host, Omega.
MSK.
Yo, peace.
And I guess let's get into what is really blowing him up right now is the whole... well, guys, have I told you lately that you're both breathtaking?
Yeah, he that video went viral, man.
Huge.
But he's always had his little trend here and there. Like this is not the first time we get a little Keanu Reeves on our streams on our social media. But this time for real, like I feel like it's here to stay. It's what's gonna happen with him.
Yeah, I think he got he started trending a while back when memes started getting big.
Yeah,
with the whole Bill and Ted meme. Like every time you go online and you see something that you didn't know, they put that meme of Bill and Ted of him being like, oh snap.
Yeah.
Like
the milk
meme.
one. That's a classic one. The milk one is like, what if soy milk is milk speaking Spanish?
Yeah.
And it's just saying
that's the one.
Soy milk. Like I am milk. Yeah, that's true. I didn't even think about those memes.
Or the sad Keanu meme when he's like just sitting there on the bench.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, that's the ones that are coming up the most that he's trending because, like, I mean, it's personalized stuff actually. outside of his actual acting career. But yeah, I mean, he's always like riding the subway. You know, he has a car too. You know, that's the thing about there's inaccuracies of some of the rumors. There's a little bit of hyperbole. You know, people saying, "Oh, he doesn't even own a car. He always rides a subway." No, the guy owns a Porsche. I mean, he owns a nice ride.
He owns motorcycles for sure.
Yeah, exactly. But he doesn't only ride them. He has no problem, you know, getting on a subway, riding a bus. I don't think that's one of the things they say. He has like a $4 million house, not a $20 million house.
Right.
You know, and anything in California, New York, you're talking already. The real estate's already like you know, a hole in the wall is already $1 million. So it's like, you know, literally he is living pretty modestly. And a lot of the rumors are, and there's a lot of truth somewhere in those brackets. Some people have it as high as 70%. Some people have it, you know, at least like 30%. So it's probably somewhere in the middle of that. He gives a lot, especially his Matrix money, to charities for leukemia and for cancer and things like that. From some of the things that has happened in his personal life.
Well, he gave a lot of money for Devil's Advocate. He gave a lot of his income just to have Al Pacino in the movie.
Really? Oh, so wow. So he did like a Dwayne Wade. I'm gonna take a hit so we can bring LBJ on.
Yeah,
wow.
He took a hit. Yeah.
Wow, and it was a game changer. I mean, it's one of the big overacts of Pacino's careers, but we'll get into that.
Yeah.
We'll get into that. We got a list.
I got a cool thing about cool fact about Keanu Reeves. His full name is Keanu Charles Reeves, but his first name means cool breeze over the mountains in Hawaiian.
Oh, that's dope.
Cool breeze. So he's Cool Breeze Charlie.
So he's definitely a breathtaking person. Like breathtaking.
He's really
Cool
breathtaking.
Breeze Carter. Dude, of course a surfer dude is his name means Cool Breeze.
And he was he's his man, and at this point the man is 54. Just want to put it out there. 54
That's
guys.
Crazy. That's crazy.
54.
He's locked in. He's locked in at like 38. Like that's just gonna be his
crazy.
age.
Yeah, 38 to 40 is pretty much his locking.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we have a list here. We can just I guess start with which. We could do it this way. I think this would be the easiest way to do it. And then,
favorites, probably.
Depending much time. Yeah, let's go with our top Keanu movie, and then our top Keanu performance. Because they're not exactly always the same movie.
That's funny.
Because
Yeah,
like MSK says all the time, Keanu Reeves definitely has one hell of an agent. Because he's in a lot of blockbusters, and you know, Keanu Reeves, the person, is obviously great. He's a good actor. Not exactly what we would call a chameleon. His range isn't the most.
He's an okay
excessive.
actor. He's not a great actor.
So
okay
exactly.
Actor.
So when he has to do accents and things like that, he doesn't always fit the bill for the character he's playing. But no matter what, 9 out of 10 times his movies are good.
Oh, they're hits.
Yeah.
So he's got a lot of hits, man.
They're hits. So so we could definitely easily probably go with our favorite Keanu performance and our favorite Keanu film. When you guys start, who wants to?
Well, I'll go last because I don't know where you guys are at with this thing. So,
Go.
well, what are we doing first? First of all, we doing performances or we doing
Let's do favorites, movie? I guess. Go with your favorite movie.
Favorite movie. Go with favorite movie first. Favorite movie and then go performance.
So if you guys, I'll start it if you want.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go with my favorite Keanu movie, and everyone's gonna say The Matrix and something big like that. No, mine is ready.
Do it.
I am an FBI agent. Point Break.
Good movie.
It's a great movie. It's not his best performance at all.
No.
The best performing actor there is Patrick Swayze.
Johnny Utah.
Completely. It's a good movie. I think you watch it and it's like very 90s. You can tell that it's a really early 90s action-packed blockbuster movie. That's all it is. It's popcorn movie.
Okay.
There's a lot going on, and then you have the surfer.
Yeah.
I like the whole undercover cop trying to infiltrate this surfer group.
Action cop movie with
and then
with heist.
Yeah, like an action cop with a heist.
Ass, being a cop and kicking ass.
And it works, man. It works. It's just pure action movie.
Oh yeah.
Cops and robbers type thing.
Patrick Swayze is incredible in that movie.
I agree.
I mean,
yes, he was.
Villains always get the best.
Yes, he was.
Well, I mean, Patrick Swayze is a much better actor. I mean, I'm not gonna try to compare.
Oh
that,
yeah, we're not trying to compare.
But he doesn't have a better agent. Keanu Reeves has always had a better agent.
That is true.
That's for sure. What's funny in that movie though, there is a moment in Point Break that's pretty funny because he's doing the Johnny Utah, like he's doing that accent, whatever it is. And there was a part in the movie where he was like, when he was ripping hair for DNA off of people, or not for DNA. Obviously, DNA wasn't a thing. That it was for like to check the hair color consistency or whatever for the crime lab. And there's a part where he like rips the hair off like the back of the guy's head or whatever. And when the guy turns like, "Whoa, bro, there was like a total roach on the side of your ear, man." I just got like he got totally Ted for a moment.
Yeah,
and
like,
like
he does that in a lot of movies. You could see a lot of Ted in him. It's definitely not his best acting, but I think that's the film overall with the actors. I think him and Patrick Swayze played off each other pretty well.
Well, they did great. They had great chemistry.
And just the story. It's a simple heist story,
and it worked out for him because that whole surfing thing. It was just it worked. It was like written perfectly for his character. So I think it worked out in that sense. And also, I think my favorite scene of that, obviously, I don't know, it's definitely the one shooting the gun, right?
Of course,
shooting into the air, right?
That's the scene where he finally gets he has a chance to get Patrick Swayze.
Yeah,
he knows it's him.
Yeah,
he could get him, and no, he's not gonna shoot.
No,
he's not gonna shoot him.
He doesn't.
He shoots up in the air and lets him get away.
That is amazing. And he's like,
that scene is awesome.
It is.
Oh my god, that's a great scene.
No, it was funny too. Is I don't know if you remember, like after Point Break, which Point Break was a pretty good mixture of heist film, surfing, skydiving. Like it was a big action film of like leisurely sports and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I remember like right after that movie came out, there was a bunch of like almost straight to video movies. One with Charlie Sheen, one with Wesley Snipes. Everyone trying to do the skydiving thing. Everyone's trying to quickly feed off of that little bump where like, hey man, skydiving is pretty cool to watch. You know what I mean?
It looks good.
Especially the way
cinematically, it looks great when he's just jumping off without a parachute.
Yep.
Chasing after Patrick Swayze's character Brody.
Yeah.
It's just action packed. That's what stereotypical 90s action packed movie. That's what that was.
Right.
Certain scenes are really great. Like the ending is great when Patrick Swayze goes into the surf.
That's the one.
And and Keanu just lets him because that's what he's always wanted to do. That's what Patrick Swayze wanted to do. And they built like a friendship. Even though this is a cop and a criminal, there is a friendship there.
Exactly.
And I don't know, man. I just like all aspects of this whole of the whole movie. It's very 90s.
It's amazing.
It's very action packed, and there's some memorable scenes in there, especially when he says, "I am an FBI agent." It's like one of his most memorable scenes. Everyone's gonna compare Point Break to now the whole Fast and Furious thing because it's. If you compare that movie and the first Fast and Furious movie, they're kind of similar in plot. Yeah,
it's the inspired story.
But it doesn't. I don't know, man. It doesn't have the same feel for me. I think Point Break is kind of like
movie. That's a great
cult
movie.
Classic.
I think so too.
Movie, like every time it's on, I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, no, it's one of those easy watches. Popcorn movie that you can just sit back and enjoy.
Exactly.
A lot of things you remember with the ex presidents and just everything in general. And it's a good combination of characters. It's for what it is, for that '90s heist action, or late '80s, early '90s heist action. It really was. One of those pinnacle films. How about a favorite performance?
Whoa!
You want to go? You want to go films? All three.
Let's
and then
do one, and
performances?
then we'll jump into performances. What do you think? It's better,
all
right?
That's fine.
Yeah,
that'll work. that'll work.
So then you go.
What do you got?
Yeah, you go.
What do you got? You want me?
Yeah, you go.
You know what I'm gonna say. You know what I'm gonna say. I win. That's what I do. I win. Come on.
I was gonna say the same thing.
That's by far. I'm surprised. That's not that you were gonna jump on that. I was gonna let you steal it. I was really gonna let you steal it.
Yeah.
But dude, that's just a great movie. I like that little tidbit of that he gave up salary. I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's your favorite, or that's your favorite performance, or both? Probably.
No, that's my favorite Keanu. No, that is not my favorite performance. What did you say to him? When they're in the train, like that's just funny. The train is such a combination of actually that's actually one of the scenes that Al Pacino isn't so over the top. Yeah. The whole when he's speaking Spanish, which I don't know if he's being dubbed or not, because even though it's terrible Spanish, but the whole thing's like, tu amigo Carlos está en tu, it's like en tu cama especial verde, like all this stuff. It's so bad, but it's funny. But then, like when he comes out to Keanu's like immediately, what did you say it? And it's like, oh my god, it's such a badly performed scene. But it's so fun. It's so good.
I think in that movie he's trying to work off Al Pacino. I mean, Al Pacino's super over the top in that movie.
Yes,
and he's trying to match that, and it's not. I don't know. It's not
No.
coming out that way.
No, but I mean, it works. It works, and it's like he's so like mellow tone. Like I mean, it's good. Like it works. Like for me, it just really works. Like again, I don't think it's a good performance, but I think for what the film was setting up in all the scenes and their
And that storyline was so good too. That storyline was great.
Oh my god,
the storyline is amazing.
Kevin. Title fight. Round 12. Look.
I think you set up this. Of course, I'm gonna leave that for you. Of course, I'm gonna leave that movie for you.
I think Omega is broken.
He's upstanding.
He's broken.
I think we broke Omega.
we negotiating always, like, dude. He's. I mean, it's like it's such a good movie. Him and Charlize Theron. That's again. She was super young in that film.
Yeah.
Her acting is incredible in that movie. She really sells some of the real like dark.
She's probably the best actor in that movie. I mean, Al Pacino's so over the top, you know.
Yeah,
it's good, and it's a story. It's such a great story. I mean, the vanity thing, and that's his. I mean, it's a great script.
Yeah.
It's amazing that Keanu's the guy they went after immediately for it. But I get it. He's an easy guy to work with. He tries. You know what I mean? It's not like it's not his. He's a lazy actor or anything like that. Guy's a hard worker. I mean, you see everything he does. But yeah, now my favorite, and when I look at the list of everything Keanu Reeves has done, the movie that by far I've probably watched the most and enjoyed the most. I don't know what year that came out. I think I was definitely too young.
By the way, I don't think you said the name of the movie, so
yeah,
that's Devil's Advocate.
Yeah, let's
the Devil's Advocate. I thought I said it, but
that's
the
true.
Devil's Advocate.
You didn't say it, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people confused. Like, what is he talking about?
What movie? He's quoting the movie and everything.
Yeah, Devil's Advocate is my favorite Keanu Reeves film that he's in, and I count it. Honestly, it's both of them. He's the main character, so to say it's an Al Pacino film, I think is a little dismissive because I mean he does play the devil, but the main character and the whole story is about Keanu Reeves' character, and and obviously, spoiler alert for everything we're going to talk about. If you're not a Keanu Reeves fan, or you are, and there's a lot of these movies you haven't seen yet, sorry, a little late on the gun, but for the rest of this, big spoiler alert. We're not going to hold back when we talk about these movies.
Yeah,
there's really no need to. You should see all these. Maybe John Wick 3. I'll hold a little back.
I mean, you should because I haven't seen it yet. But.
Yeah, exactly.
Also hold on John Wick 2. I still haven't finished that one, so that's just me.
Or Toy Story because I know one of you have seen it already. I'm sure.
No, I haven't seen it. Kaboom, Duke Kaboom, Canadian Duke Kaboom.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, Devil's Advocate is a great movie, and he's not the best. You know what I like about Keanu Reeves is that you could tell in every movie he really, especially in his younger movies when he was younger, he really tries. He really tries to act.
Yes,
you know. And you just gotta give him credit for that. Just being
my
like a tryhard.
worry is she gets better, and then I regret her.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, we broke Omega. I'm telling you right now, Omega is broken officially from now on. This is the new Omega you will be getting, people.
Nah, broken.
You know that movie. He would have been. He would have acted better if he didn't try that accent so much.
Yeah,
if
I
they
think
didn't
they should have
make him
made him
Southern,
from Alabama, but for whatever
yeah.
reason, the script called for him to be from Alabama.
Whatever.
He could have been.
He tried.
Northern Californian or whatever.
He tried.
Yeah.
And that's the thing
He
about
did try.
him.
No,
like
you
you
can
said,
really
that's the
see
thing
that he
about
did try.
him. He tries. He doesn't hold back.
But that's your favorite. What's your
piece? What's your favorite Keanu Reeves film?
Okay, so I'm sure the audience, I'm sure you guys always will go with The Matrix. We already said this. And
I don't think any of the three of us are going with
no,
that.
but I'm saying that as far as the audience, I'm sure a majority of the audience will say The Matrix.
For sure.
But for me specifically, it's always a movie I always go back to. It's probably my favorite movie of his. It will be Constantine. It's definitely my favorite movie.
Nice.
Yeah.
Constantine is stellar, man.
Yeah, we knew that. Yo Piece mentions that film all the time.
Yeah.
that is
all
definitely
the time.
one of his favorites. So what is it? What do you like about it? What does it for you with Constantine?
See, so when I heard that there was gonna be Constantine, I honestly I was scared. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I was scared because I didn't know if he was able to pull off this character.
It's a comic book DC film. At that time, DC wasn't a problematic thing. In general, comic book movies were a problematic thing.
Yeah.
That was like a Daredevil era. I mean, yeah, the things.
I didn't think it was.
A lot of
I didn't
Fox
think it was
properties,
gonna
Sony
pull it
properties.
off. But watching the movie, there was a lot of things I loved about it, and I think they win their own route with it.
They did.
And by separating themselves from what the comic book, I mean, they left a lot of things from the comic book.
Oh, they
but
changed a lot of it.
technically they wrote a new story for it, like a new look into it, a new feel for Constantine. They didn't go with the your typical guy, but it still had some of his bad habits and things like this. So I actually enjoyed it because they didn't pay attention to whatever the hell these people wanted. They wrote a good story for it. It was down packed action, and I just love that feel. I always love that supernatural feel when it comes to these type of movies. So I actually enjoy his performance. I actually enjoy him acting as Constantine. He just didn't care.
Well, that's one of his good performances because they didn't ask him to play the British Constantine.
It wasn't Constantine. He wasn't really playing. They did their own take completely on Constantine. They could have changed the name of the movie, changed the name of the character, and that movie would have been great.
Amazing.
Still, you know?
Yeah.
Like you said, the bad habits, the smoking, and well, they actually didn't make him as bad. Keanu Reeves' version, where he's like a lot of fidelity, a lot of he's a very sexual person as well. Constantine, he's a big alcoholic as well. Where they pretty much kept it with the smoking, a little bit of the drinking, and just kind of like the overall bit of an a-hole.
Yeah, he just didn't care. That's the thing I liked it. Like he played. Like Keanu in this role really just played a guy that didn't care about anything, and he didn't go over the top with the acting. He didn't outperform anybody. Everyone casted was really good for
Who's
this
the
movie.
Pacino in that movie?
That's
Who's the guy who's a bit over the top?
Oh, that's Jim on who's on Midnight. The guy that plays.
What is it? Papa Midnight.
Midnight is the in my house.
In my house.
In my house.
He is. That's great.
Yeah,
he's awesome in that movie. And this guy is speaking of devils.
But no, oh my God, yes, Peter Stormare.
Yeah, the Russian guy.
Yeah, that guy is an amazing Satan in this movie. He plays
small part, but excellent scene. Yeah, she's Michael the Archangel.
She doesn't play Michael. She plays Gabriel.
She was awesome.
Gabriel. That's right. Sorry, it's Gabriel.
That movie in general has a great cast.
Yep. Shia LaBeouf, Rachel Weisz is in this.
The fact that Keanu, what you brought up, Yopis, when he says that Keanu just didn't care in that movie, I think his character in life, because he's so chill that he just kind of like, it's not that he doesn't care, it's just like he doesn't take things so seriously. And I think that plays well with most of the
it's a with
the characters that he picks.
Yeah, the stories for the characters are written to that aspect. I mean, like specifically Constantine, he's like, I'm going to hell anyways. I'm trying the best I can to not end up there, but whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like, it's like I'm already defeated, and I've already been there. So what's the worst that can happen? And that's kind of like the attitude he plays at, which is even in the comic books and the animated, all that. That is the general personality of Constantine, like whatever, you know what I mean, like, and that's about it. He's still a hero. He's a reluctant hero. Sometimes he's selfish, sometimes he's not. It's pretty well done. I just want to point out, in case a lot of people don't realize it, and they know now to always stay after the credits for film. Yeah, but that was one of those movies that not everyone knew right away. That there was an awesome.
I found that out like last year.
That's funny. Yeah. I actually remember watching that. I actually remember watching that in the theaters. I don't know why. Why I have no idea why. Because obviously the internet was not the same. Like
at all.
There was no information for you to get this about it, and I remember watching that in the theaters, and I was like, "Yes, this is."
And actually catching, I didn't see it till I saw it in the theaters, but I didn't see that post-credit scene till it was like replayed on FX or one of these shows. And then
the same thing happened to me.
Fast forwarding, and while waiting for the next movie to start, also they showed that scene. It's pretty cool, man. That's an awesome movie. That's a good
favorite movie.
Keanu Reeves movies, you watch it when it's on. You can't help it. You
actually, and I think between the three of us, I think all these three movies are
that's his best performance. Yeah, I think of those three movies, that's his best performance.
Oh yeah, it's his best performance. But I'm saying, like, from the three of us, I think all of us have like a top five. I think all those three movies are always gonna be in our top five.
Yeah. Oh yeah, if we did a top 3 or I think we might be pretty close to the top 3 or 5. In fairness, let's mention it because everyone's gonna mention like Yo Piece was saying it. Matrix is obviously the first one.
Yeah,
the one
is on everyone's top 5 list
Yeah.
of the first one. Well, I'll be honest.
Is that what made him big though? You think that's the movie that made him huge?
Yeah, you got to be fair to it. It's the one that made him like international.
I think
globally.
Speed got him to that point at least.
Yeah, I think Speed. I also gonna agree. I think Speed was his. I don't think it was Matrix. When it came to you know the hypeness, how big it got, and all that extra things that came along with it. I mean, it got 3 movies out of it. You know, plus the Matrix Revolutions and all that. But
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what those movies are.
Video game.
But I think Speed was actually his first. Want to say first? Everybody's saying, "Hey, look at Keanu, look at Keanu."
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
That was like his big blockbuster.
Yeah.
Like, yo, this guy could be.
And
the
that was
leading
before
man
the internet like
movies.
really exploded. Like if you think about it, like that was his first like.
Yeah.
Look at like you know what I mean. Like you go to school and you're like, hey, you saw Speed? Yeah, I saw Speed. You're like, yeah.
Well, you know what? Speaking with Speed, Matrix, Devil's Advocate, Constantine, what was the other one? Point Break. What I do like about Keanu Reeves, other than he's doing, he did Matrix sequels and he's doing John Wick sequels. Outside of sequels, when you compare Bill and Ted, he does unique films.
He does.
Like when you look at Speed. Okay, yes, it's a '90s blockbuster action, but look at the storyline. Like, how often have you seen that story repeated? Where they're on a bus, it has to go 50 miles per hour, it blows up. They're going through all this. Like, how do we keep from stopping? Like,
straight up spaghetti. Straight up spaghetti.
Yeah.
But,
it is. But it's
it was a unique.
But it was very unique.
Exactly.
Very unique.
It's
Spaghetti.
unique. It's not your basic cop chasing
No.
bad guy. I'm going to interrogate this guy, interrogate that guy. I'm going to fight, and then I get to the boss level at the end. It wasn't that. It was the object was the bus, and the catastrophe is trying to keep this bus at a certain speed. But you know what I mean. It's like and you have a good villain. You know what I mean. And then the whole thing is a ruse for him to do
you have
another
a great
job.
villain. Dennis Hopper killed
He's
it.
a great
in that role.
villain. Exactly. No, he's excellent.
What would you do?
What would you do? Or is it what do you do or what would you do?
What do you do?
What do you do?
What would you do? I don't know. It's one of those.
So yeah, that's the thing about his. I don't know. It's just his agent. I mean, obviously it's him as well too. That he reads scripts and roles, and he tries to, at least his film's body of work, get different stuff. Movies that aren't all the same movie over and over, because really he hasn't. Like Matrix is its own thing too. It's a big sci-fi. It's an action. It's not the same type of action he does in John Wick at all. It's not even the same martial arts. It's not the same style of shooting. It's a completely different style of action. I do kung fu.
Yeah,
I know kung fu.
I want to be honest.
That's the Ted moment. That's the big Matrix Ted moment. Whoa, that's the one.
Well, he has one of those almost in all his
every
action
movie.
movies.
That's what I'm saying.
I want to be honest. Like obviously the casting in Speed was also great too. Like it had a lot
Sandra
of
Bullock.
great actors surrounding Keanu Reeves.
Yeah. I think he benefits from that a lot, man. Like a lot of his movies have great cast around them that make him look better.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but there's this person in that movie that annoys me, and I don't mean it in a bad way at all. I mean it that she played the part so well that.
Oh yeah, she's an annoying character. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, I don't know. I don't think we're talking about the same person here.
I don't think you're talking about the same person.
But I'm
No, not Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
Not Sandra Bullock. I know you're talking about.
But it's that lady in the bus.
Yeah.
She plays that lady so well. I think her name was Helen or something like that.
Yeah.
Man, I couldn't stand her because she's the first one that got blown up in that bus.
She gets blown up, because she wants to get out, like right away.
Yeah, because she wants to get out. Great actress. She doesn't get a lot of pop because she's in a lot of films, but she played that part really well for me, man. Like it's one of those things that like I remember going back and I'm like, man, I hate that person. I hated
that lady.
I still hate her. Like if I watch that movie, I'm like, I don't want to watch her because I hate that character.
But it's good writing because there's always that person who creates the extra conflict that you don't need. You know what I mean? Like we don't need this right now.
I don't need you to
Karen.
try to get out of this bus. The guy said he's gonna blow it up. Why are you trying to get out of this bus, lady? Why you want to be the one? But it was
because she's that person that feels it'll just go away if I make it go away.
I just had to bring that up because that always happens to me. Always happens to me.
Yeah. Nah, he's always with good cast. But yeah, Matrix. I mean, it's number one, the film, and obviously that's always going to be in the top of his movies. The whole twist in the middle of the movie as opposed to the end. You know what I mean? And not even the middle. What, the first third of the film when he wakes up and it's like, oh wow, the whole world is
the whole world sucks.
And
I don't want to see it.
The Matrix gets a pop of just because of what it did for the industry, like the filming,
all the cinematography
the
films. Yep, but it's ingenious because it works for the live action format, which unfortunately too many franchises now are doing. You know what we call in Spanish paquete, guayaba. You know, which is like just complete fictitious, not impossible action. At least in that movie, they give you the best story as to why this stuff is happening. You know what I mean? Like, this is why they can shoot over and over and not run out of ammunition. This is why they can jump from one building to another. This is why, you know, later he flies and stuff. But like, they gave you the reason, and you're like, okay, now I can just sit back, watch, and enjoy.
And Keanu Reeves matches perfect with that character because
he does.
He's kind of like us in that situation. Like, he literally goes, whoa. And we're doing the same thing as the audience. We're like, all right, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that works. That works there. That works there.
It works perfectly. Yeah. So
thank
you, Will Smith.
Yeah. Oh yes.
And same thing.
Why would you bring a Will Smith? And why would you bring a Will Smith right now,
You have
sir?
to thank him. You have to thank him.
Thank you, Will Smith, for turning on that role. Yeah. But seriously, it's like you look at it and like again the same thing the piece was just saying. Lawrence Fishburne as Morpheus, incredible.
Yes.
This actress as Trinity, who's like pretty much the only good thing in Jessica Jones.
Carrie-Anne Moss. Yep.
Incredible. Yes.
Yeah.
What's his name? Richie from Sopranos. He's not really the main villain. Agent Smith is, but he is awesome. He's that conniving.
Cypher.
You know.
And I've told everyone, listen, if I'm anyone in that movie, I'm exactly like Cypher. I want to stay in the Matrix. I don't want to be in the real world at all.
I don't care if it's real.
Plug me back in. Plug me back
in, please.
That steak, bro. That steak.
It's filet mignon.
Come on.
Five,
and then you gotta go eat. You gotta go eat your Quaker, and the other side.
Imagine eating Quaker every day. El Quaker.
Every single morning, just Quaker every single morning. Why? Give me my steak, please.
That's horrible. But Agent Smith's the one who blew up in that one, man.
Yes, he did.
What's that actor? Yeah, he's like, because that was before Lord of the Rings or any of that. Everything came after that. Like Agent Smith,
Hugo Weaving. Yep.
Weaving.
Yes, he's awesome, Mr.
Oh my goodness, I can.
That's the
taste
best.
it. I can taste it.
In fairness, in the second one, Revolution, that one action sequence,
stop it.
I've seen it a million times. No, I'm not saying the movie's good, but be honest, that one action sequence, the one that starts with the in the
traffic scene,
all the guys in the room, and they end up on the bus, and with the two ghosts. Where the two guys who turn invisible and go through.
Yeah, it's good. That sequence is good.
That's all, it's like a 30-minute sequence, man. It's insane.
Look, in fairness, I will admit that I did enjoy these movies in the watching it in live in the movie theaters. I will admit that, but I can tell you that rewatching those movies that were terrible. It took me a minute to actually realize, like, wait a minute, this storyline is terrible. Everything here sucks, and the action sequels are pretty much it for me.
Yeah,
that's it.
And that's the thing. I think Keanu Reeves, just with that franchise, because his two biggest franchises are The Matrix and John Wick. Now, I think The Matrix didn't need a sequel. The first one was perfectly fine as it was.
Leave well enough alone.
And I think I haven't seen the third one yet, and the second one was okay, but I think the first one could have just been its own movie.
Wait, you never suffered through Revolutions? You never just bit down and just got it over with?
No, I'm talking about John Wick.
No, he's talking about
John Wick 3. Oh, I thought you were talking about The Matrix.
No.
No, I did.
The Matrix never had a third movie. It only had two. Anyways,
I did.
John Wick, I like the second one, but I think that's another franchise that didn't need a sequel. I think it would have been fine with just one movie.
It's doing the same thing. Yeah, just one side note, and we'll talk about John Wick because I have seen all three. I won't spoil nothing from the third one. And I did give a review on Instagram and our social medias and all that at FanCor. But the one thing with The Matrix, I just got to point out, I don't know if I've told this before on this podcast, but if not, I literally, in the third one, and I think that was probably the worst moment of all three movies, was the Trinity death scene. It's such a dragged out scene that I out loud, I'm not kidding at all, it's not a joke for the podcast. I couldn't help it, and I said it, and I had no argument when I yelled it out loud. I couldn't help it. I just yelled, "Die already!" I really said, "Would you just die already. It was like such an elongated death scene of her trying to tell what is it? Which is the Mel Brooks movie where that happens, where someone's like the character just like won't stop dying and it's just like forever. I think it's Robin Hood Men in Tights.
That's what Deadpool. Yeah, that's what Deadpool also made fun of. Like.
Deadpool is the same. Deadpool also, but at least it's there to being funny.
Yeah,
they're being funny in Deadpool. But it's like, oh my god, you just die already. Like I get it, just die. Like enough. It's just so much. Like, you saw it coming. But yeah, going into John Wick, it's kind of the same thing in the Matrix, of the sense that the first one's the best one. What I will give it the difference is, to me, it's fun all the way through. It's such a non-stop action sequence, part 2 and part 3. That it's way more fun in the Matrix movies. There isn't really these big stop and pauses for garbage storyline. They pretty much are just constantly giving you action. The full-fledged action, and because it's all practical action, like you see the hard work, like you know what I mean, like you really.
It's good.
That's one of those.
It's good fighting, man.
Yeah, I'll start with that. I'm actually gonna give my favorite performance of Keanu Reeves is John Wick. And not because it's a hard role to play personality-wise, character-wise, just the physicality of it.
I agree with that.
I think he reeks of so much effort in those films, of just how much he puts into it, that even you got Halle Berry now for the third one. All the other actors put in just as much as well into these films because they're following his lead. And that's the whole thing. But first, by far, is the best one.
Okay.
Second one, the story starts to diminish. And the third one, the story is really bad.
Yeah, I see that. Yopis, I know you haven't seen the second one, but just watch it, because I kind of want to hear your opinion on it.
Honestly, guys, if you want to spoil it, like I part 2, I really don't care. You guys can spoil it. I will watch the movie. I won't not watch it if you guys spoil it. So you guys can talk about it all you want.
Yeah, but overall, there's really not much to spoil. It's a lot of the same type of action. The difference is it's kind
more
of
over the top, though.
He's being forced to do something. Yeah, he's being forced to do something because now that he's back in the life, technically, now he has to fulfill like a promise that he made in this cult hitman society thing that they have. So it's kind of a thriller, a suspenseful ride of him having to do this now, as opposed to the better story of part 1, which is a revenge film, and kind of a very different revenge film. Because it's like over a dog, but it's not really, because it's about a wife that passed away, and and what the dog meant to him in that connection. So in the second one, he's now trying to get out of the life, but now in order to get out of the life, he has to finish some stuff in the life, but the job he has to do is going to push him further down the rabbit hole, and then
it kind of loses like the heart of the first movie. That's why I don't like too much of that story wise.
Yeah, it's not, but it's the same fun ride action.
Yeah, action wise, it's great. It's incredible.
Shooting, fighting, it's incredible. A great back and forth dialogue between him and combatants, and fight. It's everyone's good in it. Everyone works hard. They're fun movies. They're not. Forrest Gump or A Few Good Men or anything like that. It's not those type of films. It's not a great dramatic piece of art, but it's just fun entertainment.
I would tell the fans out there listening to this, I would say to check out the YouTube video of his training, because the guy looks like he's been in SWAT for a long time.
His and Halle Berry's and those two canines in part 3, and go down the rabbit hole and look into all these cool German Shepherds that are doing the craziest combat, physical, tactical training stuff. Like you can't help yourself. Yeah. It's great.
It's good. It's good bonus.
But so that's my favorite Keanu Reeves performance. MSK, what's your favorite performance?
No, I agree with that. I agree, just from physicality alone.
I mean,
John
I don't know. As well.
I don't know. Acting wise, it's hard, man. It's hard because I see him as himself now in most movies.
In every movie, yeah.
So, I'm gonna have to think about that. I don't know if Yopis has one.
Well, I can give you one that I actually enjoy him in, and I think it was in the beginning of his career.
Okay.
And I think he was trying to find himself in the sense of acting and all that. I think you guys should go back and watch this movie, and let me know what you feel about it. But for me specifically, it's one of those movies that probably nobody even cares or knows about it. But it's actually a good film if you actually watch it. It's called River's Edge.
Okay. Yeah, I was actually watching some stuff on that this weekend.
I think that's one of his performance-wise. I think it was just because it was so young in the acting business that I think he did better than most of the other things that came afterwards. Once he, once he found that niche of who he wanted to be.
Right.
I think this movie would actually change your mind a little bit on Keanu Reeves.
That's a good one. Actually,
I was
and it's funny because he's paired up with Crispin Glover in that movie. And
yep.
he's George McFly.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, I hear him talking, I'm like, that's George McFly. I can't really see him as anything else.
Yeah, you guys should watch it. It's the actual story is because I remember watching it, and I have to rewatch it again. But I remember watching it and saying, man, this is not bad. Like, and he's got a lot. Like, for example, I'll put it this way: he's done like the romantic comedies and the romantic stuff too. That no one wants to bring, like, we'll probably won't talk about it because we're just guys, and
I'll bring
that's
up
just
one.
the way it is, right? But
Well, yeah, it's really good.
like this movie, it's more like a crime, like it's just like a crime movie, and you should watch it because I feel like, again, it was him trying to find who he wanted to be in the acting business, and I think it actually worked for him. It was like a good role that he had in it. So that's my top.
That's good.
Performance.
That's actually that should have been a necessity. That's
no,
good
but
as a
it's my
necessity.
top performance.
Well, you guys can do it because I mean he's not really. I'm not still under knowing what the movie's about. So you guys maybe do necessity that because I haven't seen it. So I would like to know actually what it's about.
Well, no, I mean that's a good suggestion. I think you should watch it. Yeah.
But two performances, and I'm not going to get too much into them, but that do show some range is actually he's recently, I think the most recent thing he has on Netflix, which is I've told both you guys to watch it. I don't know if either one of you have seen it yet, but it's actually a romantic comedy called Always Be My Maybe, but he plays himself, Keanu Reeves.
douchebag Keanu
But
Reeves.
he plays douchebag Keanu Reeves,
funny.
which is so funny
like
because he's overplaying all his aspects like that are making him so breathtaking, but like they're making him like douchey. And I don't want to give anything away because if not, you won't laugh if you're just waiting for it to happen. So I won't spoil that because it's brand new. It's just got on Netflix. I know not everyone has seen it yet. He's not a main character in it. He has a small, maybe like total of 15 minutes, but it's a hilarious 15 minutes because it's like, especially right now with how he's trending with all this stuff about he's a philanthropist and he does this, and they just overplay that so much, and it's so funny, like the way he just gets so pretentious. I mean, it's fun.
Yeah.
Before we get into a little bit more, just want to take a quick second to mention we'll be talking about, maybe not this specifically obviously at all because this is more adult content, but I just want to take a break that we will be at the Sunrise Comic-Con in August 10th on Saturday. Woo! So wanted to just point that out. Just go to sunriseflorida.gov/Comic-Con, and right from there you can get to your tickets to order tickets. $10 of tickets for adults before August 2nd, $7 for kids before August 2nd. It's not a very expensive con, not a whole lot of celebrities or anything like that. It's a good family event con. We're going to be doing 3 panels. We'll also be tabling there, so if you want to come say hi to us, shake our hands, and talk a little bit, we'll be more than happy to. We actually have a panel sponsor that will be giving away some stuff, and we'll be talking retro Saturday morning cartoons. We'll be talking some MCU talk. It's going to be after Spider-Man and all that, Far From Home, and we'll be talking about iconic villains in sci-fi and fantasy. So some Matrix talk will probably come up in that because like we were talking about Agent Smith and is a great sci-fi villain.
Yeah.
And,
he'll be on there.
So I just wanted to side break from that.
And you can find us on fanaticallycorrect.com, our new website. You can review us on iTunes, or actually, what is it now? iOS podcasts. You can also find us on Podbean, Google Play Music. Find us our Twitter and Instagram. That's the @handle of FanCor. Our Facebook and MeWe is Fanatically Correct. I know people don't know about MeWe. MEWE. Come on, guys. Jump on it.
It's much better than Google Plus.
Whatever. And our email is contactfancor@gmail.com. That's contactfancor@gmail.com. And our phone number always is 786-704-8404. But we will not pay if it's out of area. I'm letting you know right now, we ain't got that money.
Yes.
This is the broadcast. That's it.
Not happening.
Broadcast.
All right.
Broadcast. Also Spotify. I don't know if you said Spotify, but just in case, you could check us out on Spotify.
Spotify. Did I say Spotify? You can check us out on Spotify. Woo.
There you go.
A good side note, because of all the Keanu Reeves stuff that's happening, supposedly they've actually been in talks for the past 2 years. They've been trying to get him, and I think this would be a nice little side thing to do with this Keanu Reeves talks. Obviously, I'm sure a lot of people have read out in the Nerdverse, supposedly the MCU is really chomping at the bit to get him involved. And before I actually reveal what is most likely going to happen with him, because actually some news broke on this, wanted to see. I have a list here of what the internet is saying. I don't know if either of you or myself, if there's anything off this list that you would do the same. But if Keanu Reeves is to get a role in the current MCU, what would you cast him as? What would you like to see him as?
I'm gonna go pretty easy for me. I'm gonna go with Silver Surfer.
Silver Surfer.
As actual Silver Surfer. Like, whoa.
Silver Surfer.
Whoa. Yeah, Keanu Reeves as a surfer.
That's awesome.
That
As
just calls himself
Silver Surfer saying whoa.
Planet Venice. Planet Venice Beach.
Yeah, no, I think he would be a good Silver Surfer because he's so chill.
Yeah.
And not even just trying to, I'm not even trying to do the surfer joke, but his voice, I think his voice he could do it. I think he could do it.
I don't know how you cannot, man.
I think he did. I think he just did.
Please don't eat my planet, dude. Whoa, don't. Just eat Earth instead.
I'm gonna mess it up.
I think he'd do it. I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah.
I think he'd do it, man.
I mean, I think he would be a good Reed Richards, but I think he might be too old for it to start a franchise.
Yeah, that's one of the big internet ones for Reed Richards. Yo, Peace, what do you
I'm gonna mess it up. I'm gonna mess it up. I'm gonna throw this wrench in here.
He's gonna say Wolverine.
What?
Johnny Blaze.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's the one I agree
Johnny
with.
Blaze.
That's the one I agree with. That's the one I thought too. That's on the internet list also. But I agree with that. 100%.
I'm gonna throw it. I'm gonna throw it out there. I want to see Johnny Blaze with Keanu Reeves there.
Yeah. The internet's got some
I read
crazy
a crazy
ones.
one.
A lot of them
I
are
read a
villains.
crazy suggestion. And I don't know if Yopis is gonna like it, but
No, if I think what it is, I'm definitely gonna like it.
It's on the list. It's on the list, and it does look like him in the face.
No, that's not a thing. That's not a thing. I'm out.
oh, okay. Well,
if you say
I've been
Gambit,
reading
I
things about
swear
him
to
being
you,
an
sir.
older Gambit.
No,
like older Gambit. Yes,
no.
An older
That
Gambit.
is on
I'm
that is on the internet
I'm
talk.
out.
He is.
Yeah.
That is on the internet talk of what people would like.
He
Adam
has the
Warlock's
jawline
there.
for it, man. He has the jawline for it. But if I hear that accent on Keanu Reeves' face, that's gonna be hilarious.
it's not gonna
that's
happen.
rough.
He would not bring
That's
out
rough.
that accent. He would not listen. Gambit.
He won't do a good Cajun accent.
He would not make that accent come out. He would not.
Yeah, no, I think Ghost Rider is probably the best, and Ghost Rider and Silver Surfer would be the best too. Reed Richards, if he was a little younger, but I think he's a little too old for it.
Yes.
We'll find out eventually. But yeah, just to wrap it up, I think before we go to a Nerdcessity, I'm gonna end up mentioning one of his romantic movies because we completely skipped that genre of him, and I think it deserves a mention. The Lake House is a very good movie.
Lake House is a great movie.
It's a time travel movie, a romantic time travel movie, and I think everyone should watch it. You have him, and I guess this is like a lead up to. I guess this could be a Nerdcessity if you guys haven't watched it. But it has Sandra Bullock and Keanu Reeves, obviously, and they have great chemistry. I actually wouldn't mind seeing them do more movies together.
Yep.
But the time travel aspect of that movie and the way they set it up, I think it's really well done.
Yeah, the setup is good. The setup for that movie was really good. Like the way the way everything just laid out for you was very well written.
Yeah, and it's kind of like if you watch it, the idea of it's kind of complicated.
Yeah.
But they did it in such a way that's like, all right, it works out, and it's like a small romantic movie, but it's good. It's a good movie.
No, it has a good time travel twist to it. Actually, we've actually brought this up in one of our time travel panel episodes about means of time travel, and that's a unique one, a mailbox. That's not one of your most common ways of time travel. It's a mailbox, and only writing, putting letters in that mailbox is the only way to travel through time, not the actual person themselves. So it's an interesting film, and it's a good romantic comedy. It's a little bit more dramatic than comedy.
It's not a comedy. No, it's a romantic. It's a drama. It's a drama movie, but it's a romantic.
It's good.
Yeah,
it's
a romantic movie, but
where,
it just has that time travel aspect that you usually don't see in a romantic movie.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, I think it did a pretty good job. I think it could be used as a Nerdcessity. I think that'll be the main one. And then I have another one that I actually recently just watched was The Man of Tai Chi. I don't know if you guys seen that.
Yes.
I haven't watched that whole thing. I mean, it's in my in my queue.
Yeah.
To watch the whole thing.
That
it's
movie,
different.
It's not the best acted. I'm not telling you right now it's the best acted. But the fight scenes are pretty cool.
He's the villain, though, right?
He's actually the villain. That's what I was going to lead up to. He's actually the villain of this movie, which I'm not used to seeing him as the villain.
Yeah.
So that was a little different. And on top of that, this is actually the first movie he directed.
Oh, I didn't know he directed it.
He directed this movie, and it's very. You could tell he really likes martial arts. I mean, this movie and what was the other movie he did?
He knows kung fu though.
47 Ronin.
47 Ronin. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's a good movie. I haven't seen it, but you could tell he likes that genre, just by the way that he filmed this one. So I would give it a chance. If you guys don't have anything else to watch and you're just looking for just an action movie to watch, that one's all right. I think it's a pretty good movie.
It's been a while since I've seen it, but it's been a couple of years. But I've definitely seen it, and it is a good movie. It is a good movie to watch.
Well, I think we do have to mention the whole thing, and I'm usually I don't like those type of games, but we do got to mention what broke the whole. You're breathtaking. You're all breathtaking. Is that Cyberpunk game?
That looks crazy,
man. That looks cool.
It looks insane.
That looks, and it was funny because in the last episode we talked about, what was it? Love, Death, and Robots.
Yep.
On Netflix,
Yep.
And it really reminded me so much of that. So kind of like the timing for me personally is off that high of watching that series. I don't know if that does it for you, Yopis.
Yep.
You're a bit more of a gamer than I am. Of those type of games, and it really interests me. Like I'm really looking forward
that game
to playing
makes
that game.
me want to buy an Xbox. Why I don't have one yet, I don't know, but it just makes me want to. Like it just.
I know why you don't have one, because not a lot of people. The reason why I have one and I ended up buying a PlayStation, because everyone else I know has a PlayStation and not an Xbox.
I don't want to get into this whole.
That's
Xbox,
a different episode.
PlayStation
That's a different episode.
right now. I don't want to get into it. But I just feel like I think at some point I'm gonna probably end up getting an Xbox. That's just what's gonna happen.
That might be the game that gets me into a good marital fight of buying an additional console that I really don't need for one game.
Oh man, that's funny.
But it's him. You know what I mean? It's not like he's not doing the voice or whatever. Like it's him. Like come on, it looks. You know what I mean? Like, it looks exactly like him. Like it's like it's like even in the video games, Keanu's Keanu. You know what I mean? It's just gonna.
And I think that's the best part of him. You could tell he's just like a chill dude, and that shows in every movie. Even when in this movie that I was talking about, he's the villain, but he's like a chill villain. And it's I don't know, man. It's just like part of him. It's part of everything he does.
Yeah, the guy does good movies, man. It is what it is as far as his body of work and movies and everything else we talked about. Like he obviously seems like a legit, like super nice guy, great guy, and
with a great agent.
But
great agent.
Yeah, for what we're nerding about movies and stuff like that, he makes good movies, man. He's on our radar big time.
Yeah, you could tell he's a big fan of just movies in general, man. He did this.
He
this
says
thing
that all
on the Walk of Fame thing when they put his name or whatever. He did this speech about how much he loves movies and how much he loves not only doing them, but he just watches a lot of movies. Right. So you can tell he's a big film fan.
Yeah, he's a fan. He's a fan of the whole industry,
and he's a fan of the people because he gives back, man.
Yeah, and the fans.
He's always there. He gives back. That's the main thing. Like he actually cares about the craft. Even you know what I mean. Like he cares about the craft and he cares about his fans, and that's what makes him. That's why he is blowing up.
Yeah.
That's why he blows up so many times, and you always hear a story about him, and it's a feel good story, and I just hope the best for him in the next projects.
No, I'm looking forward to seeing. I mean, I'm gonna watch John Wick 4, and we're gonna watch whatever MCU movies, and we'll eventually end up seeing Toy Story 4. I'm gonna play that game.
Yeah, one thing I hope he does do
borrow it from someone.
Omega, I know you brought up earlier in the episode about his real life, like how. Everyone could Google it. We're not going to get into it, but how like tragic his real life, some of the situation went. That he's actually at one point I know he was trying to make it a movie.
Yeah, it would be, especially if he does it like semi, like in other words, not specifically him, but takes that story like the way A Bronx Tale is done. Yeah. Where that it's Chaz Palminteri's childhood, but not exactly that way. He changes the name of the characters, and he changes certain things about the story just to like, and then the timing of things
the way
too.
8 Mile was done.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, same thing. I mean, in fairness, it was a lot of changes, but it's kind of semi autobiographical in that sense. And yeah, it would really work. And in fairness, it is. I mean, so people understand he has things that have happened in his life that drive a lot of other people, especially in Hollywood, with the access to money and drugs and all that, to things like alcoholism and drug addiction or depression or just so many different ways a person who experiences those things throughout their life could go. And he actually uses it as a tool for positivity. And that's impressive. And that's, to kind of just wrap it up, that's why he's our very first spotlight of just talking to one guy, his body of work and everything he's done.
That's why he's breathtaking.
We'll do more.
You're breathtaking.
No, you're breathtaking.
We're all breathtaking.
We're all
Everyone's
the fans, FanCor fans. You're all breathtaking.
All you guys. You're breathtaking.
I wish we did this episode in this voice the whole time.
Oh my goodness, this would be so much better.
Or how about this one? That would be a great way to do.
Hey, is this? Hey guys, is this considered an accent for me? Because if it is, I'm nailing it right now. I am the best one at this.
Oh my God!
You're breathtaking.
Yopi's doing a Keanu Reeves doing an accent. That's
amazing.
An accent on an accent. That's just that's a high note. We're ending on that. This is Omega saying peace.
MSK, peace out.
Yo, peace, Peters.
And there you have it, folks. This has been Fanatically Correct. Until next time, you crazy kids. Signing off.
Is really going to be breathtaking. You're breathtaking. You're breathtaking. You're all breathtaking.